University and Graduate School of Theology, we founded back in 2016, Dr. Verna Bug and myself. And the intention was initially for Camden was that we wanted to make sure that those that were a part of our congregation, because amongst other things, I'm a pastor, that they actually were able to access educations in the form of certificates or certifications that could quantify their efforts that they put in ministry. By that I mean, a lot of times religious institutions have trainings and seminars that the members attend, but unfortunately they do not translate into economic opportunity for them on the outside. And so we wanted to kind of align training that could have a pseudo focus. It could serve by strengthening them to be better advocates in the ministry, as well as be translated to the outside world where they can account for the time that they've spent. And Camden has been that vehicle for us, and so today Camden is primarily focused on serving as the education arm of the United Nations Chaplains Association, and that's where all of the certificates are issued from, whether it's executive leadership, supply chain management, and the varying chaplains certificates that we have. That's its primary focus today.
So when your chaplains are qualified from Camden University, what areas are they able to get jobs in? In the army, in the police, law enforcement? What sort of areas are they qualified to get jobs? Or become chaplains, to become chaplains. Let's use the right word. Where are they able to serve as chaplains?
You know what? Every employer is going to have their own requirements and certification as the process as to what they will accept or not. But I would say that any of the above would recognize our board certified chaplaincy and the process that we have. So, and I would say definitely our other nonprofits like the American Red Cross, Salvation Army would be great. Serving in hospitals or serving maybe at a for-profit business as a chaplain. Some businesses want an on-site chaplain. There's a large roofing company, for instance, that has 1,000 employees. They have varying life issues that are going on, and sometimes there's an on-site chaplain that's there.
Oh.
Of course, working with law enforcement and other community areas, I would say that all of the above would be great. I would tell you, Sheikh, that as a standard, chaplains training typically is centered around, I would say, spiritual and emotional care, and chaplain services. And by chaplain services, maybe things like notifications, bereavement, hospital visits, like bedside support. I would tell you that is a very entry level training for us. That's just not even the starting point. Whereas our chaplains are more equipped to go into community, public-private partnerships, intergovernmental affairs. So they're going to be trained on other things like the National Incident Management System, like supply chain management, in other areas, like deeper into crisis counseling and intervention, leadership, because as a whole, our chaplains are more community leaders, I would say, than those that are participating in a laity level in an organization.
So who can enroll in Camden University? How long does it take? How long is the course? And who can enroll? What qualifications do you need, or what are the requirements to enroll in Camden University?
Well, at this point, Camden University, we again are shifting our focus, and again to continue to focus on supporting the needs of the United Nations Chaplains Association. I would say for the last 3 years, it was certificates and business leadership and these sorts of things, and that's still there. But we're going to shift our resources to the United Nations Chaplains Association. So I would say um, anyone who qualifies to serve in one of the roles as a chaplain, because we have other roles like event-based volunteers or different levels of chaplain. So not everyone needs to be a board certified chaplain. They could be a part of our first responders corps. So there are several different areas that they can participate in. But I would say that they would be trained through Camden based on the role. So if they can qualify for any role at the United Nations Chaplains Association, they would be candidates for Camden in that regard, because at this point, Camden is almost exclusively focused on serving the needs of the United Nations Chaplains Association.
So basically, a pastor, an imam, people who are already in church and religious community services, they can enroll with Camden University to get certified as a chaplain to serve in other levels and other organizations. Is that what we're saying?
Absolutely. We have our next virtual open house that's not yet public yet. But we're it's breaking news here first with the great Sheikh.
Yes,
But
yes.
January 25th we have our virtual open house, and so that's going to be virtual. It'll be listed on the United Nations Chaplain site, which is www.uncpa.us. And so at that open house, we'll be discussing the various roles that we have in the organization, and then the training that they would receive would be based upon the roles that they have. I would submit that for those who are senior leaders, who are the lead pastor or imam or whatever their background is, I would say that we look at life skills in that regard. What they've done in the community, how involved are they, and so we transfer over quite a few life skills credits, and then of course anything else if they've had an educational background in any form or function, we take those into consideration, and then we supplement what they need from that regard. So